Planet Dolan. How many different places in the human body can grow plants? What happened when a man decided to take a bath with eels? These are 15 of the weirdest and sometimes grossest things found growing inside people. I'm Danger Dolan, and today I will be your narrator.
Number 15.
The guinea worm is technically considered a medical condition. The parasites live in contaminated water. When people drink that water, they ingest the eggs and larvae of the guinea worm. Then it grows to be 3 feet long inside them and creates a burning rash on the surface of the skin where it leaves the body. People with the rash end up dipping it in a lake or stream to cool it, at which point the parasite releases more eggs into the water and the cycle continues. Luckily, sustained efforts have the guinea worm on the verge of extinction. Only 2 confirmed cases occurred in 2016.
Number 14.
An 18-year-old girl in Kyrgyzstan nearly died of dehydration and malnourishment because she wasn't able to eat or drink anything. When she went to see a doctor about it, they found that the cause was a 9-pound hairball blocking her entire stomach. This was the result of years of her obsessive habit of eating hair and pieces of carpet.
Number 13.
The parents of a Chinese toddler didn't think all that much of it when a dandelion seed fell in her ear. But 4 months later, when she started crying and scratching at her ear, they decided to check it out. Apparently the flower had grown to full size inside her ear, had taken root, and was blocking her entire ear canal. It took some of the best specialists in the country 10 minutes to remove the flower in a delicate surgery.
Number 12.
If you ever heard that a guava sprout started growing inside a human, where would you think it would be? The ears, the nose, belly button? Nah, try a tooth. Somehow this guy's dental hygiene was so bad he managed to grow a guava sprout in the cavity of his tooth. Somehow it didn't hurt badly enough for him to see a dentist until after the plant started growing.
Number 11.
Rosemary Alvarez thought the problem she was having was a brain tumor, so she had it operated on. Once the doctors were in, they found a type of tapeworm that had burrowed in and was literally eating her brain. They removed it and she made a full recovery. But the real bad news is how she got it. The only way that type of tapeworm could have made it into her body and to her brain is if someone had served her food tainted with feces that were infected with the worm.
Number 10.
Aaron Dallas thought he had just had a case of shingles or gnat bites on his head until he started moving. Turned out he had maggots, the larvae of botflies that he most likely got during a summer trip to Belize. He had 5 of them and he apparently could hear them moving inside his head. Ugh.
Number 9.
The word teratoma comes from the Greek words for monstrous tumor, and yeah, that's pretty much what this is. The 26-year-old doctoral student that had this massive tumor in her brain had probably been carrying some form of it around since birth. These types of tumors occur when a piece of embryo breaks away and then rejoins the fetus very early in the pregnancy. That piece sort of loses the overall game plan, so it tries to become an entire human all by itself, inside the existing human. This is why the girl referred to the tumor as her twin sister.
Number 8.
It turns out men can also carry their malformed twins around late into life. Sanju Bhagat carried his twin brother around as a fetus until he was 36 years old. Then he finally got his gigantic stomach looked at by a doctor. When doctors operated, they found the mutated body of his fetal twin brother, complete with bones, hair, and fingernails. In some cases, the fetus can even grow an umbilical cord.
Number 7.
In terms of plants growing in people, we've gotten a dandelion in the ear and a guava sprout in the tooth. So where could a pea plant grow? Massachusetts man was ready to hear a cancer diagnosis, but instead was told there was a pea plant growing in his lung. Naturally, his dinner in the hospital that night included peas.
Number 6.
An Indian man went to the doctor for a strange itch in his ear. Not long after, doctors were pulling a live cricket out of his ear. It was a common house cricket, and the assumption is it crawled in while he was asleep and was just waiting until it got dark again to come back out.
Number 5.
A 56-year-old Chinese man bought some eels at a market because he heard that small fish could help eat dead skin off the body. That's already weird, but then one of them swam right into his penis and moved up his urethra. By the time he made it to a doctor, it made it all the way to his bladder.
Number 4.
The pea plant that had been growing inside someone's lung probably just went down the wrong tube while they were eating. The seed of this fir tree was apparently inhaled and grew to be about 5 centimeters tall inside a Russian man's lung before it was surgically removed.
Number 3.
There is another teratoma tumor that grew to be about the size of a watermelon in a British woman's chest while she was pregnant. Apparently the tumor had been sitting idle for a long time but started to grow in response to pregnancy hormones. When the tumor was removed, it, like most of these kind of tumors, included hair and teeth in its composition.
Number 2.
Calamari is a delicacy in many parts of the world, and especially South Korea. And unlike most parts of the world, when you get squid in Korea, sometimes the internal organs are still intact. So when one woman bit into a partially cooked squid, she felt a prickling sensation. That was apparently the feeling biting into the squid's sperm sac, and her mouth being impregnated with dozens squid babies. They weren't fully formed squid, they were removed almost immediately, but still, ew.
Number 1.
Let's recap. We've had the ear dandelion, the tooth guava, and both the pea plant and fir tree in the lung. Where else can we grow something inside our bodies? Why not a potato in the vagina? How, you might ask, did a potato get up there? Well, the poor woman's mother told her to put it in there as a form of contraception. So she did, and then it started to sprout. But as far as we know, she didn't get pregnant. So that's something. This video was made possible by our fans over on Patreon. Thanks for your support, guys. That is it for this countdown. Have a good one!